Hi everyone, today's video will discuss experiences with 6 sport touring tires including mileage, performance, and more. The content will be divided into 5 parts. Overall comparison, Michelin Road 6 GT and Continental ContiRoadAttack 4, Dunlop Roadsmart 4 and Bridgestone T32 GT, Pirelli Angel GT2 and Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE, conclusion and declaration. Because the video is a bit long, you can click on the timestamps in the description box to quickly jump to the part you want to watch. To add some clarification, as you can see from our channel's profile picture and cover photo, we are 2 people with 2 bikes, both of the same year model Ninja 1000SX. So when it comes to tire usage, we each use different tires, but we guarantee that each person has used all the tire models, sharing experiences and ensuring both of our feelings are consistent. The mileage mentioned just indicates which tire was primarily used by whom. Firstly, if a rider is considering trying sport touring tires for the first time, my recommendation would be to start directly with either the Michelin Road 6 GT or the Continental ContiRoadAttack 4. After experiencing these 2 tires, then consider others. In my experience up to now, although these flagship models are the most expensive, they also offer the most balanced and satisfying performance, with the price justified. If budget isn't a concern, or if the rider isn't interested in trying different tires, I genuinely believe choosing between these 2 flagship models and sticking with them would suffice. Among the sport touring tires I've used so far, the Road 6 GT and ContiRoadAttack 4 are equally recommended choices. The Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4, considering its mileage and being approximately 75% of the price of similar products from other brands, sport touring tires offers excellent durability and cost per kilometer. In terms of dry handling, it lacks some road feel and confidence, though it grips well overall without slipping. Surprisingly, its performance in wet conditions is also good. Having used it for 20,000 kilometers without fully reaching the wear indicators, it's remarkably durable. Recommended for riders of the Ninja 1000 SX who can take advantage of its tire grip and smooth handling, and who seek high mileage at a reasonable price. The T32 GT receives high personal ratings from me for its sportiness, handling, and confidence, performing excellently both in wet and dry conditions. However, I was somewhat disappointed in its mileage performance. Compared to a set of ContiRoadAttack 4 or Road 6 GT that could last nearly 18,000 kilometers, the T32 GT only managed 11,576 kilometers before hitting the wear indicators, showing a significant difference. When considering T32 series tires, research indicated that the standard version's mileage performance didn't meet expectations. Therefore, when it was time for a tire change, I opted for the GT version, originally designed for vehicles weighing over 250 kilograms, but even then, the mileage performance remained unsatisfactory. According to Bridgestone's recommendations for the Ninja 1000 SX's wet weight of 235 kilograms, using the standard version would likely result in even lower mileage. I believe most people who choose sport touring tires consider their performance in cold temperatures and wet conditions. Dry performance is equally important, but there shouldn't be a significant gap between dry and wet performance. The Pirelli Angel GT2 and Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE exhibit extreme performance differences, excellent dry grip but poor wet performance. This might not align with the typical expectations of sport touring tire consumers. In other words, consumers purchasing sport touring tires wouldn't expect such pronounced differences in dry and wet performance. This tire clearly doesn't meet the general expectations of sport touring tire consumers, which is why I find it hard to sum up. It's not necessarily bad, but I feel it doesn't match the intended position and expectations of the sport touring tire market and consumers. Hello everyone. This section will cover my thoughts on the Michelin Road 6 GT and Continental ContiRoadAttack 4 tires, divided into 4 parts. Part 1, quick overview. Both tires perform exceptionally well overall. However, if you have specific needs, you might want to consider the following. If you prefer a more stable road feel and feedback, choose the Continental ContiRoadAttack 4. If you prefer more agile cornering and handling, choose the Michelin Road 6 GT. Why choose the Road 6 GT over the Road 6? Considering the weight of the Ninja 1000 SX, which is already 235 kilograms, and the fact that we often use Kawasaki panniers and carry luggage, the total weight in regular use is around 320 kilograms. Therefore, we opt for the GT version. Why didn't we choose the GT version of the ContiRoadAttack 4? At the time, the GT version was not available from the local distributor in Taiwan, so we chose the standard version of the ContiRoadAttack 4. Part 2. Dry Performance. In terms of dry performance, both tires provide a solid grip on the road. Whether at small or large lean angles, they offer good feedback and confidence, letting the rider know if the tire is gripping the road or nearing its limit. The slick shoulders of the tires provide excellent confidence at high lean angles. Although they are touring tires, they maintain excellent handling. When it comes to cornering, the Road 6 GT requires less effort on the handlebars to initiate a turn compared to the ContiRoadAttack 4. It's also easier to change lean angles and directions, making the Road 6 GT more effortless in handling consecutive corners. The sharper tire profile of the Road 6 GT makes it feel lighter and more agile. In contrast, the ContiRoadAttack 4 offers slightly better confidence and feedback during cornering. It feels more embedded in the road surface, especially under heavy throttle in corners. In terms of grip, the ContiRoadAttack 4 performs better in my opinion. Part 3. Wet Performance. Both tires perform very well in wet conditions, with almost no noticeable difference from dry conditions. They handle mixed dry and wet roads without a significant change in grip, tack, and there is no slipping or floating sensation. Their overall performance meets the expectations for touring tires. On typical mixed wet and dry roads, there is minimal sliding or skidding. Even in heavy rain with some standing water, both tires provide good confidence and feedback, allowing stable riding and the use of lean angles. However, as in dry conditions, there are slight differences in wet performance. The Road 6 GT is slightly more agile, while the ContiRoadAttack 4 offers a bit more confidence. Both tires perform well in wet conditions, regardless of high or low temperatures. Part 4. Overall comments. Michelin Road 6 GT. After 16,500 kilometers, the tires had not yet reached the wear indicators. The center still had about 1 to 2 millimeters left, and the tread on the sides still had some depth. It's estimated that the center would last until about 18,000 kilometers. From new to 16,500 kilometers, the performance remained consistent without a significant drop near the end of its life. The tires did not become dull or less agile during cornering. Continental ContiRoadAttack 4. The final mileage was about 17,600 kilometers. Due to frequent straight-line riding, the response in lean angles became less sharp over time. However, other aspects of performance did not deteriorate significantly with mileage. Toward the end of their life, the tread on the sides was more prone to deformation, which may require some attention. Despite the duller steering, overall performance, including dry and wet conditions, high and low temperatures, and mileage, made this tire an excellent choice. If you're trying touring tires for the first time, my suggestion would be to choose between the Michelin Road 6 GT or Continental ContiRoadAttack 4. Experience these two tires first before trying others. I believe that although flagship models are the most expensive, they offer the most balanced and satisfactory performance, justifying their price. If budget isn't an issue and you're not keen on trying other tires, I sincerely recommend sticking with these two flagship models. In Taiwan, the Road 6 series is priced at the top among touring tires. In my personal experience, this tire provides consistent and confidence-inspiring road feel in various conditions, whether dry, wet, hot, or cold, making it worth the price. The only slight downside is that its mileage is just in line with expectations compared to other touring tires. Nevertheless, its stable performance throughout its lifespan is commendable. Among the touring tires I've used, the ContiRoadAttack 4 and Road 6 GT are the top recommendations.
Hello everyone! In this video, we're going to discuss the Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 and the Bridgestone T32 GT. Quick overview. If you prioritize higher wear mileage and a comfortable road feel, the Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 is your choice. For those who value more agile cornering and handling, the Bridgestone T32 GT is recommended. Why choose T32 GT instead of T32? The decision is based on the weight of the Ninja 1000 SX, which is already 235 kilograms. According to Bridgestone's factory chart, the boundary between T32 and T32 GT is roughly around 250 kilograms, a threshold the Ninja 1000 SX is near. Additionally, considering frequent use of side cases and luggage, the total weight under normal conditions reaches about 320 kilograms, thus justifying the preference for the GT version. Dry performance. The Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 exhibits some limitations in grip and confidence during dry handling, yet it maintains traction without slipping, and the overall grip remains decent. If, hypothetically, this tire could offer 85 units of grip, the rider might subjectively experience only 80 or 75 units of it. In other words, while riding with this tire, the rider may struggle to clearly sense its adherence to the road, even though it maintains traction. Given its wear-resistant material, describing it as highly adhesive is challenging, but the tire still allows for predictable cornering without sudden slides. Perhaps due to its emphasis on comfort, the feedback from the road surface feels somewhat indistinct, making it challenging to discern the tire's contact with the ground. This can lead to a lack of confidence when leaning, necessitating some time to acclimate to the road feel. Furthermore, the tire's rounded shape contributes to a slightly delayed response to leaning. The rear tire features a compound material design, with the central hard compound covering a significantly larger area of the tread compared to other brands, while the softer compound is relatively limited on the tire shoulders. Consequently, engaging with the tire requires a larger lean angle compared to other brands, with observations suggesting an angle greater than 30 degrees may be necessary. Please refer to the illustration for further details. In terms of handling, the Bridgestone T32 GT delivers smooth and stable leaning with slightly reduced road feel feedback, albeit only slightly. Subjectively speaking, when compared to the ContiRoadAttack 4 and Road 6 GT, which offer a sensation akin to fingertips delicately touching the road surface, providing clear and precise feedback on the tire's contact with the ground, the T32 GT feels like fingertips touching the road through a layer of soft candy. While you know the tire maintains grip on the road, the feedback is less distinct. During cornering, the tire adheres firmly to the road, eliminating any unsettling sliding sensations and enabling confident utilization of the tire's lean angle until reaching the foot peg, ensuring stability and assurance. As for its leaning response, it's relatively swift within the touring tire category, approaching the rapid leaning sensation of the Angel GT2, facilitating swift attainment of desired lean angles and tighter lines. In favorable weather conditions, this tire can provide riders with an exceptional riding experience. Wet performance. Remarkably, the Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 demonstrates commendable performance in wet conditions. When encountering wet roads, riding is conducted conservatively, yet the tire provides good drainage. Negotiating standing water does not result in resistance or a floating sensation, and there's a reassuring sense of security even when leaning slightly. As for the Bridgestone T32 GT, perhaps due to the minimal difference in road feel between dry and wet conditions, there's no significant variance in its performance in wet conditions either. Confidence levels remain high, drainage performance is satisfactory, and the tire maintains a grippy feel on the road without any hint of insecurity or slipping, thus ensuring safe riding in rainy or wet conditions. Even on cold and wet mountain roads, where temperatures hover around 3 degrees Celsius and the road surface isn't completely dry, there's no necessity to significantly reduce speed due to the tire's capabilities. Overall comments. The Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4, fitted onto a moderately weighted sport touring bike weighing 235 kilograms, surpasses expectations by delivering greater mileage. Both the front and rear tires exhibit remarkable durability, with neither reaching wear indicators even after covering 20,000 kilometers. As illustrated in the photos, the front tire shows approximately 15,000 kilometers of use, while the rear tire displays 20,000 kilometers. One notable reason for replacement is deformation, particularly evident in the rear tire's central area, which becomes flattened around the 20,000 kilometer mark. This flattening, compounded by the tire's naturally rounded design, necessitates increased effort when leaning the bike. Additionally, at around 15,000 kilometers, the front tire experiences uneven wear, adversely affecting steering smoothness, prompting its replacement. Considering the mileage achieved and the price, which is approximately 75% of comparable products from other brands, sport touring tires, the Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 offers commendable durability and value for money, resulting in a favorable average cost per kilometer. Despite exhibiting some limitations in dry handling, such as a slight lack of grip and confidence, there are no instances of slipping, and overall grip remains satisfactory. Surprisingly, the tire also performs well in wet conditions. Its ability to endure without reaching wear indicators even after 20,000 kilometers underscores its exceptional durability. Recommended for riders of bikes like the Ninja 1000 SX, the Dunlop SportMax Roadsmart 4 caters to those who prioritize tire grip and smooth handling, while seeking high mileage at a reasonable price. Bridgestone T32 GT adopts a single compound for the front tire and a dual compound with 3 zones for the rear tire. The allocation and proportion of hard and soft compounds are well balanced. For instance, the soft compound area on the rear tire sides in the Dunlop Roadsmart 4 is notably smaller compared to other touring tire brands, necessitating a larger lean angle to engage with the soft compound. T32 GT's transition between soft and hard compounds is relatively smooth, handling remains consistent, and wear is generally uniform. Observations indicate that the distance to wear indicators is similar between the central and side areas of the rear tire in later stages. Wear patterns on both front and rear tires are also comparable. An interesting observation is the slightly faster wear on the sides of the front tire, despite its single compound construction. However, this difference is minimal and does not lead to significant tire deformation or uneven wear affecting handling. It's likely attributed to individual driving habits and should be taken into account. T32 GT garners acclaim for its sporty feel, precise handling, and confidence-inspiring performance, excelling in both wet and dry conditions. Nevertheless, there's some disappointment regarding its mileage. In contrast to ContiRoadAttack 4 and Road 6 GT, which can achieve nearly 18,000 kilometers, T32 GT reaches wear indicators at only 11,576 kilometers, representing a significant variance. Reviews suggest that the standard version of the T32 series tires exhibits lower mileage performance than expected. Consequently, when replacing tires, the GT version designed for vehicles weighing over 250 kilograms was chosen, but the mileage performance remains unsatisfactory. If used according to Bridgestone's description on the Ninja 1000 SX, with a wet weight of 235 kilograms, the standard version would likely yield even lower mileage. Based on personal experience and habits, this mileage performance is not particularly commendable. Perhaps due to softer compound settings, grip feels excellent, but mileage is average at best. Another praiseworthy aspect is the tire's overall lifespan, maintaining consistent performance from new to reaching wear indicators. Performance across different temperatures, ranging from 1 degree to 35 degrees Celsius, shows no significant deviation, meeting expectations for touring tires with excellent performance in diverse temperature conditions.
Hello, everyone. In this chapter, I'll share my insights about the Pirelli Angel GT2 and Metzeler Roadtec 1 SE. We'll break it down into 4 sections. Section 1. Quick overview. Both tires perform well on dry surfaces, but not so great on wet surfaces. If you have specific needs, here's what you should consider. If you prefer longer lifespan and mileage, go for the Pirelli Angel GT2. If you want a more affordable option, choose the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE. Why choose the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE over the Metzeler Roadtec 01? The Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE is a newer model with improved grip. From what I've read about the Metzeler Roadtec 01, not many people were satisfied with it, so I opted for the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE. Also, Metzeler has released the Roadtec 02, but it wasn't available when I bought these tires. Section 2. Dry performance on sunny, dry days. The Pirelli Angel GT2 feels nimble with excellent grip even at steep angles. The tire shape is quite pointed for a touring tire, which contributes to its agility and grip. Compared to my previous set of Continental ContiRoadAttack 4, the Angel GT2 is more agile, and although the road feel is different, it's still satisfactory. Overall, I'm very pleased with its dry performance. In contrast, the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE felt underwhelming during the first 500 kilometers, probably because it hadn't broken in yet. By around 1,000 kilometers, it felt much better. With the tire pressure set at 38 psi, the grip is excellent and the road feel is very good. It's a nimble tire with decent stability, providing strong confidence in its grip. Even when the bike wobbles, the feedback from the tires indicates they're holding the ground securely. In turns, the tire allows for very tight lines, often feeling like it's oversteering, giving riders great confidence on dry roads. In terms of agility and dry performance, I think it's only slightly behind the Pirelli Angel GT2. Both tires perform very well on dry surfaces, and I would rate them highly. Section 3, Wet Performance. The Pirelli Angel GT2 performs poorly on wet surfaces. It lacks confidence in turns and feels slippery, like with some actual sliding incidents. Its overall wet performance is much worse compared to my previous Continental ContiRoadAttack 4 tires. On mixed wet and dry surfaces, it feels strange with alternating grip and slip. Despite claims from the manufacturer about improved wet performance in this second-generation tire, it still falls short, making me question the performance of the previous generation. Judging by world-class touring tire standards, it barely passes. The Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE performs moderately well on uniformly damp roads without puddles, offering fair confidence and manageable occasional slips within expected control. This is slightly better than the Pirelli Angel GT2. However, even minor puddles cause noticeable slips, especially the rear tire, which can slip under throttle. In such conditions, maintaining a tight line in turns is challenging, often requiring trail braking to adjust speed and trajectory. If there are puddles in a turn, expect some slipping or adjust your speed with trail braking. In summary, both tires show significant disparity between dry and wet performance. Neither performs well on wet surfaces, but the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE fares slightly better than the Pirelli Angel GT2. Section 4, Overall Review and Mileage. Firstly, both tires have notable shortcomings. Most people choose sport touring tires considering their performance in low temperatures and wet conditions. While dry performance is equally important, wet performance shouldn't lag significantly. The Pirelli Angel GT2 and Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE represent extremes with excellent dry grip and poor wet grip. This isn't ideal for typical touring tire consumers who prefer consistent performance across conditions. These tires don't meet the expectations for their intended market, hence my mixed feelings. They aren't bad, but they don't fit their touring tire category and consumer needs well. Regarding the Pirelli Angel GT2, overall it maintains great performance over time with excellent agility and dry grip. However, after a rear tire puncture and subsequent leaks, I had to replace it after 93,351 kilometers. From the puncture photo, I estimate I could have used it for another 3,000, 4,000 kilometers. Without the puncture, the tire could likely last 12,000 to 13,000 kilometers before reaching the wear indicator. Regarding the Metzeler Roadtec 01 SE, priced about 90% of top-tier brands, it's relatively cheaper. In the later stages, the tire might deform slightly, affecting the ride feel, but the grip remains good. Unusually, the front tire sides hit the wear indicator before the center, which still had about 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers left. I replace tires when either front or rear hits the wear indicator, so I changed these at 8,000 kilometers. The mileage isn't very satisfying. Although it grips well on dry surfaces and is passable on wet surfaces, not reaching 1,000 kilometers before hitting the wear indicator is disappointing. However, considering its lower price, it's less disappointing. Finally, here's the summary and statement. We haven't accepted any sponsored products or sponsored tires. All tires were purchased by us at retail prices without any discounted offers from manufacturers or prices lower than what any regular consumer could obtain. These insights are based on our personal use and recorded observations compiled and written afterwards. That concludes our review of these 6 sport touring tires. We hope it provides some help to you as you watch the video. If you have any thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. Perhaps we can discuss further. With that, we'll wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.